This is the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. That's what I said. Black lives don't matter. What kind of up podcast is this? Black lives don't matter? Really? Man, who is this dude? Black guy? Wait, so a black man got a podcast called Black Lives Don't Matter. It's like President Obama waving the rebel flag. I done seen it all now. Maybe this is what it takes. Time to shine the light on all the times black life didn't matter. Talk your truth, brother. Listen up. Let's get down with this. Because if black lives really mattered, we wouldn't need a movement. Now would we?
I got a question, y'all. Is it me or are and this is for everybody, although it involves black people. Now, is it me or are you experiencing, or are you feeling like there is this huge push to normalize anti-blackness in America? Am I bugging? Am I? Because I'm feeling that way. Now, and the reason I feel that way, and the reason that you may feel this way as well, is because over this last week and change, we have witnessed two tragedies. I'm just going to say two tragedies in our community. And it feels deliberate. It feels planned. And it feels like it's just going to get worse. And I'm speaking about what happened to Cyrus Cormac Belton and the man who killed him as he was running away after not doing anything wrong is free. And Carmelo Anthony was sentenced to 35 years for defending himself against an attack from a group of white kids in a like I said, in a stand your ground state. And they essentially threw the book at him, while there's been a few other incidents in Texas where there has been some fatal stabbings committed by people who are not black, and they received literally a slap on the wrist. I mean, quite literally a slap on the wrist. And it's got me and a whole bunch of other Americans It's got me and a bunch of other Americans, other black Americans, other regular Americans, just other Americans in general. I mean, because I have seen a lot of different races talking about it, from, the Asian people to other white people, everybody talking about how this has really just been a bad week for black America. And it feels like it's being done on purpose. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And, it really does bother me because, I got some sons, and, haha, surprise, they're black, at least half black. I have two sons, and they're both biracial children. I have a daughter who's also biracial. And it just seems like society is now out to get them. My youngest son, is 17 years old, and he wants to join the Army. And I do. I have a little, I don't tell him what to do, what he can and can't do, but I do have some objection to it. I have a large objection to it, for a few reasons. One, because I'm worried about his safety. Two, the second objection that I have, and the reason I have it, is because this country don't really give a fuck about him. It really doesn't give a fuck about him. And he is as, patriotic as he wants to be. He loves America and he's not MAGA. And as a matter of fact, he's more than convinced me that he is, doesn't lean conservatively, but he just loves the idea of what America should be or could be. And that's the way that I was. My birthday is July 3rd. And we're coming up on the 200th anniversary of this country. And as I think back, this country started off on some bullshit. I mean, it really did. This country started off on on the wrongest foot you could ever start off on. And July 4th, we're going to celebrate it. I mean, it has the same connotations now to me as Thanksgiving. We're going to celebrate fucking, the slaughter of the Indians that were here. I mean, it just seems like a bunch of fucking propaganda just to get everybody in this country or in the world not to see the people responsible as the motherfucking people responsible for all the atrociously horrible shit that has gone wrong in our country. That shit is fucking crazy to me. It's just, and it's jammed down our throats. It's shoved down our throats. It's so fucking crazy, man. They just jam this shit down our throats. America 250, and they're trying to erase our history and the bad things that happened to us, at the hands of the people, that are I guess in charge in this country, if you will. It's wild business to me. I usually take a break in the front, but I don't think I'm taking a break this week. Not in the front. I think I'm gonna keep on going because, I really want to talk about this, and also I don't, and I'm not neglecting, my mental health check. Like I said, I'm gonna let people, start checking on their own mental health. I check on mine. You can check on yours, but I will, give you a little prompt every now and then to because I know stuff like this is really fucking with people's mental stability right now. Because I know it's fucking with mine, because I just think about my sons. I just think about my children. I think about my kids walking around, cautiously as, some other people's children, they get to walk around like nothing is fucking bothering them at all. Like nothing's wrong in their world at all, when our entire world feels like it is falling apart right before our very eyes right here in this country. It really is. These people are trying to dehumanize black people. This administration, I'm just going to say it. Fuck it. I'm tired of not saying it. This administration and the powers that be, and I'm just going to keep it 100,000. The white people that be. These white people in this administration are the ones that are feeding this narrative. The think tanks behind this administration, who I can almost guarantee you there are no black people on their board. These people are sitting in high rises, in suits, talking about how to dismantle black America. And we are worried about the wrong shit. I keep saying it. I keep, but I'm going to keep saying it till I'm blue in the fucking face. We worried about the wrong shit, y'all. We are worried about the wrong shit. These motherfuckers are making anti-blackness a thing. And what do you think happens? What do you think happens when people just don't think shit about us anymore? People begin to inflict harm on us, physical harm on us, to which there is no accountability, no repercussions. And if we even defend ourselves, then we will be punished for it. It's that simple. Then we will be punished for it. If they hurt us, what this past week's taught us, if they hurt us, it doesn't matter who it is. It could be somebody white, somebody from any other race, even our own. If they hurt us, there is no accountability. Now, if we hurt us, there is accountability because one of us is dead, but they want to put the other one of us in jail, which is exactly what they just did. What this past week has just shown us that if somebody hurts us, there is no accountability. And if we fight back, we will be punished. That is what we have been shown. That is what we have been taught this week by America. By America the Beautiful. The person that we have in charge that smiles every day and says that he loves this place. He has championed this. He has spread this kind of information, this kind of ideology. And now that he has, the world's forum, he can spread it around the world. And that's what's happening. You got people over in China. They got this little doll. I forgot what the name of the little black doll is, but they got a little black doll that these motherfuckers is out here just abusing this little black doll like it's something funny. And it's been done now. It's been done so much that they're doing it to real African children. I do want to say, I definitely want to say, shout out to black folks though for not giving them what they want. Shout out to black people for not giving them what they want, because all they really want is to drag us into the street. That's all they want. They want to drag us in the street so that they can do all the hateful things that they've always wanted to do to us. All they need is for us to come out and protest and for it to go awry just once. But shout out to black people for collectively not giving these people what they are bucking so hard for. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to all of us. Shout out to everyone who knows, who can feel what in the fuck is going on. What in the fuck these people are trying to do. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Because it is a fucking plan. Let's get them in the streets. Because it's two things. It really is. It's two things. They want to bait us in the street. A, so they can start this little fucking this little altercation that they've been gearing up for with all they fucking training out in the fucking Ozark Mountains and up in the mountains of Tennessee and Kentucky and all that shit. All of these fucking bumpkins out there doing that shit. They want to do that shit so bad. But they also want to be able to enact martial law on the rest of us, because they know if it starts that way, and then they're going to enact martial law, because that's still on the table. That's still part of these plans. And so many people, that doesn't affect me. Yes, the fuck it does. Yes, the fuck it does. You sitting there in front of your motherfucking Netflix, it affects you. You sitting there at the motherfucking nail table, it affects you. You motherfuckers sitting there belly aching over fucking bag chasing. It affects you. And even if you don't think it's going to affect you, it will affect your children. Do you care? Do you give a fuck? If you do, then there are some things that we got to get on to. There's some things that we need to start doing. And I'll keep saying this also until I'm blue in the face. We need to support each other, period. We need to stop spending money over here. Stop going to the fucking dirty Chinese restaurants. They have good Chinese food, like Godfrey said. I'm paraphrasing what Godfrey said. Yeah, there's good Chinese food, and I know this about myself. There's great Chinese food, but the Chinese foods in the hood, a lot of these they don't give us good fucking shit. A lot of times they give us spoiled food, all kinds of shit, man. Stop going. Stop going. The internet is vast. If you like beef lo mein or orange chicken, go get a fucking recipe. Make it at home yourself. For real. You don't need to go have these people shit on you, take your money while they're rude and disrespectful to you, and then take the money that you give them out of our neighborhoods and then put them into their neighborhoods. That hurts us. If you want Chinese food, make the shit yourself. You want your nails done, I'm sure there are, I've been seeing on a lot of social media platforms, chicks that's just doing nails. I do nails. I'm at such and such and such and such. And I can appreciate that. Because we don't really get a lot of burn like that. We go give our money to the Asians. You know what I mean? Because why? Because we just want to get it done. They have figured out. That's what it is. They on many fronts, they have figured out what we like, and they lean into these things. Now, I used to work for one of these crab places, okay? One of these crab places, completely owned, whole company owned by Chinese people. Okay, now I'm not knocking them for their hustle, but what I am doing is I'm knocking them for their business model, because I had to tell the woman who owned the place about that. And the business model was they take these things and they open them in black neighborhoods because they know that we love this kind of food. But meanwhile, they feed us this food, and I'm telling you, because I ran these places. I've run this place. It is not butter you're eating. They're feeding you oil. They're feeding you seed oils mixed with a fucking whole lot of sodium and fucking flavoring and shit like that. And they drown that shit on top of the seafood. And we lick it off our fucking fingers, and we take our ass right to the fucking emergency room talking about I don't know what's wrong with me. What's wrong with you is the fucking food they're feeding us. I have been asked, and I'm not bullshitting, I'm not lying. I have been asked, this woman was so worried about her fucking bottom line. I have been asked, there was a customer who they didn't like the food, okay? So they didn't eat very much of it. I took it back in the kitchen. I was going to throw it out, and she asked me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm throwing this out." "Oh, no, wash it off." I said, "Oh, no. That's against the fucking law. For one, that's against the fucking law, for one. For two, it's nasty. It's fucking nasty. It's already been on somebody's plate. And three, that's fucking dirty as shit, man. That's underhanded as fuck. For real, that's the type of shit they do to us. So as the manager of this place, I did some shit that I really shouldn't have done as the manager of a place. I went out there, and anybody who was black, I told them exactly what was going on back there. This is what it is. This is what they're doing. Do not eat this food. Don't come here. I understand that you want to come here and eat because it's good and everything, but don't come here. Do not eat this food. It's not made from real things. It's made from things, A, to make a profit, B, to put us in the fucking ground. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. They see us as dollar signs, disposable dollar bills. That's all we are to a lot of races, to a lot of these people. The whole anti-black shit is crazy because, for hundreds and hundreds of years, people have repeated and regurgitated these same tired ass fucking stereotypes about us. The same shit, man. Different century, it could be different generations, different languages even. The same weak ass, fictitious, stereotypical bullshit. And at some point, really, man, you got to start asking yourself some simple ass questions, man. If you are repeating a particular belief that has I mean, that's survived all kind of shit. That done been through slavery and survived segregation and lynching and voter suppression and discriminatory housing practices and countless other public lies and fairy tales about Black Americans. Let me ask you this. Have you actually examined that belief for yourself? Or did you just pick that shit up off the ground and start chewing it, start eating it? Is that what you did? Did you question anything that you were told that motherfucker said about, or did you just accept what you were told or even taught at fucking face value? Because there is, I'm just going to go ahead and fucking say it to you motherfuckers. There is nothing, and I'm not talking to white people right now. I'm talking for all the other minorities that harbor this anti-Black sentiment. This is for every other minority. I'm talking to the Asians, the Indians, the Arabs, the Latin, everybody. I'm talking to you right now. There is absolutely nothing courageous or groundbreaking or insightful about adapting an opinion that was handed to you, even fed to you. Nothing. Nothing. You're not smart. There's nothing independent or liberating or special about repeating or perpetuating certain narratives that you didn't create. And honestly, you never bothered to investigate thoroughly and truthfully for your fucking selves. Nothing. You're morons. I'm talking directly to you. You out here sucking dick is what you're doing. You out here sucking this big fat white cock so you can lean up right next to him. That's my mother trying to call me. I'm gonna have to. Hello, mother.
Hey, baby, how y'all doing?
Good. I'm in the middle of my podcast. Can I call you back?
I'm sorry, I just was checking on y'all with the weather.
Oh yeah, we good. We got blue skies and everything now. Everything is good.
Because they were showing on the news in Chicago, bad weather, tornadoes, whatever.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday. Let me call you back, mother. I gotta finish my podcast.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye,
All right, I'll call you back.
All right, love you.
All right, love you too. All right, where was I? Sorry about that. Where? I mean, what was I talking? I was talking about, and I was.
You were on penis.
Yeah, I was on penis, babe. Thank you. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I mean, it's just fucking lazy. Do better. Do better, man. I mean, do fucking better. I mean, the shit that really fascinates me about this whole anti-blackness narrative is how that shit has survived direct contradiction for, I'm choking here. How this shit has just survived direct contradiction. For crazy long periods of time, man. There are some people that don't ever want to give Black people credit for shit. They don't want us to have shit. They don't want us to be remembered for shit or anything good. They don't want us to be remembered for anything positive or constructive. We can't do shit. But I'm going to say this and I'm going to take a break. We can't do nothing in the eyes of all these people. We ain't nothing. We ain't shit in the eyes of all these people. But Black people have served in every single American war. Valiantly, I might add. But currently, we have a government that is trying to erase that history so that they can make people believe some shit that ain't fucking true about Black people. You're just going to sit by and let that happen, though, because it ain't you. It ain't being done to y'all. Black people helped build an extremely large part of our nation's economy on our backs for 400 years. Not y'all. Us, but y'all cool with that. As long as it don't happen to y'all, you all right with that. Black people have contributed to science and medicine and technology and literature and music, which motherfuckers from everywhere done stole, athletics, business, law, and government, which they trying to fucking weed us out the government, but we still kicking y'all ass in government, everything. Black Americans have played a central role in securing civil rights protections that ultimately benefited millions of people, those of which that weren't black. That wasn't even us. That wasn't even us. And oh yeah, chew on this for a second. Black women are the most educated demographic in this country. Not the Caucasians, not the Latinos, not the Arabs, not the Indians, not the Native Americans, or the Asians. And yet, there are still people who cling to bullshit narratives about black inferiority, black people being lazy, or us being incompetent, or no aptitude, and the list of other made up bullshit goes on. And this shit is truly fucking laughable. But why? Why does that happen? And when I come back, we're going to talk about that. I'm Darren Harris, and I'll be right back.
The podcast playground. Hooray!
This is the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. That's what I said. Black lives don't matter.
All right, y'all, I'm back. So before I left, I was like, why? Why? But why? And I'll tell you why. Because prejudice, all right? Prejudice is rarely, if at all, a product of someone thinking deeply, carefully, or with any insight. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Because prejudice is rarely a product of deep, careful, insightful thinking, if at all. As a matter of fact, more often, prejudice is a substitute for actually thinking. When they think that they are thinking. This shit is stupid. It's because it's easier to blame. It's easier to just straight up blame a group of people for the conditions that they live under. If you look at these people, you see them. Oh yeah, you can blame them for all of that shit because they're the ones living in it. And it's easier to do that than to understand the history of how they got that way in the first place. People don't want to dig that far back. People are always mad. Black people, welfare queens. Well, but how did they get that way? Because of propaganda. All kinds of shit. Black people, this, that. But how did they get the divestment in the neighborhoods? How did they get that way? There are all these things. And all of that shit matters, man. It's really easy to blame a group for the conditions they live under. It really is, than to understand the history of how they got that way in the first place. You get it? And that completely and totally matters because it adds context. It adds so much context, which is super valuable, and which is something that a lot of y'all continuously overlook. You just overlook the context of so much of this shit. You just look at it and say, and automatically say that's bad without understanding how things got that way. Without putting yourselves in that same shoes. Because I'll tell you what, black people out here sticking people up in the streets. But if somebody came to your neighborhood, right, dropped off a fucking bunch of guns, a bunch of fucking drugs. I'm talking to everybody else that ain't black, okay? I'm talking to the Arabs. I'm talking to the Indians. I'm talking to the Asians. I'm talking to everybody. Asian people. If they came to your fucking neighborhood and dropped off a bunch of guns and crack and fucking didn't give you jobs and fucking over-policed your neighborhoods, what the fuck would you say? How the fuck would you feel? What the fuck would you think? More importantly, what would the rest of everybody, the Arabs, the Indians, what would they think about you? What would they think about you? And you have, and the fucked up part about it is you have this one race, this one group of people just perpetuating that shit. Just making that shit up, making that shit go down, putting it up on fucking TV every week, putting that shit in the fucking news every week, making that shit up. You going to get a fucking loan to try to do something in your neighborhood, but they don't give it to you. They give it to somebody else. But that shit is okay. It's also Well, it's okay because it's easier to accept something for someone else than to accept it for yourself. It's easier to accept something for someone else that you would not dream of accepting for yourself. It's easier to repeat a stereotype or a flat out fucking lie than to challenge it. Because you're sitting over here seeing, oh man, black people, they're taking a fucking hit, man. Damn, we better do something. We better conform. It's easier to be a fucking sheep and follow a crowd than to be a lone wolf and stand apart from it. A lot of you are fucking sheep. That's why when people start with all this anti-black bullshit, you could tell that these people are not mentally strong people at all. They're really not the sharpest tools in the shed. They're fucking dull as it gets. And a lot of times it is a blaring indication of their intellectual dependency. It's really simple, man. It really is. The person who questions their inherited beliefs, okay? If Paw and Meemaw was teaching you this one thing all your fucking life and this is what it was, and Paw said, man, you can't trust these people, man, and Meemaw said, man, they're evil, and you've been believing that shit all, but you decide that you want to question what Meemaw and Paw were telling you. You start questioning what Meemaw and Paw are telling you. That person is using their brain. That person is thinking. That person has thought enough to say, hey, wait a minute. I'm not just going to sit here and take what the fuck you tell me, man. Now, the person who just simply sits there and go, you know what, Meemaw, you know what? That sounds real good, Meemaw. And you just go along with it. You are a dumbass. You're not thinking. You're not thinking. You are not thinking. You are not thinking. You see, man, there is this fucking delusion that many of the people who participate in this whole anti-black shit or contribute and perpetuate this whole anti-black narrative, these people, they imagine themselves to be these upstanding, independent free thinkers while fucking regurgitating and vomiting up the same old debunked lies, insults and slurs and fucking stereotypes about people, about black people that people been using for fucking eons. Same fucking shit. Like I said, same fucking shit to try and get people to believe monkeys and all, to try and get people to believe negative shit about fucking black people. And they honestly believe that they are arriving at these fucking conclusions on their own, when in reality they are often just reciting fucking conclusions that were fucking fed to them by the media or fucking political figures or fucking social pressure or fucking peer pressure or bullshit racist fucking family traditions, or they just consume a bunch of bullshit historical propaganda. That's the fucking truth, man. That is the fucking truth behind this whole shit. A lot of these people think they are so fucking impactful and insightful, and all they are is just fucking just people rooted with hate. Just rooted with hate. Just drowned with hate. But not only hate, misinformation, disinformation, same shit. And they spread it around these other communities. They spread that shit around because the thing about it is this, right? Everybody should really be concerned about this, because if one person, right, if you can teach a person or a group of people to dislike another group without any evidence of anything whatsoever, or made up fucking bullshit, then you can teach those people to hate another group, and hate a different group, and hate some more people. You get what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. And y'all don't recognize a fucking pattern here, y'all. You don't? It seems like all this excessive hateful rhetoric about every single race, about Arabs, about Asians, about everybody, black people, it comes from one particular source. It comes from one source. and it's spread around. It comes from one source, and it's, these people do this. And then it's spread the fuck around. And nobody really knows why they believe what they believe. Now, I want to talk for a couple minutes. I'm going to take another break real fast, but I want to talk for a couple minutes about this whole model minority malarkey for just a minute. But I'm going to do that when I come back from break.
The podcast playground. Hooray!
This is the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast. That's what I said. Black lives don't matter.
Hey, y'all. So I want to, like I said, I want to talk about this for a couple of minutes. This model minority bullshit, because that's exactly what it is. This model minority, this whole narrative and this distinction that you are all competing for. Number one is this shit is completely ridiculous. Okay. It's ridiculous. You put down one group to try and please and align yourself with another group that don't even like you. They don't like you either. That's the stupidest shit in the world. And just so you know, all right, just so you know, black people are not jealous of you. Okay. We enjoy success. The problem is not your success. It's not that you're having success. Success is wonderful. As a matter of fact, congratulations on all your achievements. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. The problem is when your success is weaponized against black people. That is the problem. The whole model minority narrative, a lot of times, most times, stops being about, look at what they did, man. Look at what the Arabs did, man. That's so cool. Look at what the Asians did. Now that's really cool. And a lot of times it stops. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't give a fuck about what you did or didn't do. They just want to make sure that you did it or you've done that, so they can turn around and go, well, if the Asians did it, man, then it has to be those goddamn black people, man. They just can't get it together, man. It's their own fault too, man. It's their problem, man. They're stupid and they're lazy and they're dirty and they're dangerous and they're criminals and they're dishonest and they're disgusting. And I'm sure I missed a few hundred. I'm sure I have. And they will say this shit and totally ignore slavery and segregation and redlining and disenfranchisement, mass incarceration, all the unequal school systems and fucking healthcare disparagement, countless other historical and deliberately inflicted disadvantages that you wouldn't tolerate for yourselves, but are just fine for black people. You're fucking hypocrites. You're fucking stupid. It turns out this. What it does with that whole that model minority narrative, it turns one group's success into a tool for attacking another group. And you don't care, though. And you really don't. You don't care because you've already have your position. You've made your and you like it where you're at. And then you fucking self-proclaimed free thinkers totally skip over the fact that many of the rights that so many of you non-black people, so-called model minority groups, so many of you enjoy this shit today. All the shit that, a lot of this shit, I'm not going to say all of it because you gained inspiration from us, but all of these things were expanded through struggles in which black Americans played the starring role. None of you, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. None of you have struggled like black people in this country. None of you. Not one group. Not a fucking single second. So don't sit up here and like I had a conversation with my brother-in-law one time, and he's from Pakistan. And we were having a conversation, And he was trying to point out all the problems of Black America. That he, like I said, again, a minority that has come and learned, a particular ideology and now is turning it around and trying to be some sort of expert. And I had to shut him down. I shut him right down. Oh, people have struggled. I said, hey, man, don't ever try to compare your people's struggle to my people's struggle on this soil. And he had to concede. He had to back up. He held his tongue. He didn't know what to fucking say after that. Because you cannot compare. You cannot compare. I don't care what the fuck they did to any of you. Any of you. What happened to black people was you've never been through that. We made so many strides for people, so many strides for all people, not just our people. You don't believe me? Chew on this. The Civil Rights Act of 1964, which they are desperately trying to dismantle. The Voting Rights Act of 1965, which they halfway gutted, and many other broader civil rights movements that reshaped anti-discrimination laws. Now, like I said, these changes didn't just benefit Black Americans, but they benefited Latino Americans, Asian Americans, Native Americans, Arab Americans. Oh yeah, and immigrants. Oh yeah, and women too. And did I mention religious minorities? Oh yeah, and people with disabilities as well. That all came from the fight and the struggle that Black Americans had to put forth. That Black Americans put out the fortitude, the fucking resilience to shine in their fucking faces, man. Now, that doesn't mean that Black Americans, that we deserve to be worshiped. And honestly, man, we ain't really asking for all that, man. We really never have. We don't want none of that. We just want motherfuckers to leave us alone so we can live. But it does mean that we deserve historical accuracy, period. Tell the fucking truth. But they can't, because they need you all to be as anti-Black as you can possibly be. All of you, all these money. They need you to be as anti-Black as you can, as you can possibly be. Look, if you're on this anti-Black bandwagon, okay, the real questions that you should be asking yourself is this, and they are pretty. There are some pretty hard questions, but the hardest question isn't, am I a racist? Am I okay with that? But the harder question is this: why do I believe what I believe about Black people? Why? Who taught that to me? Where did these ideas come from? Who benefits from these ideas, and how do they benefit from these ideas? Were these things that they're teaching me, were they based on personal experiences, or did I just inherit this outlook from the media, or my political party, or my family traditions, or peer pressure, or stereotypes, old stereotypes? But the hardest questions are this: am I prepared to be wrong? Am I prepared to be proven wrong in my ideologies? And what if I am? I'm not saying that every person from every other group hates all Black people. I'm not saying that at all. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that anti-Blackness has been normalized so thoroughly that people who would never tolerate prejudice against themselves sometimes tolerate or participate in prejudice against Black people. And listen, man, the real issue is not Black people, okay? That is not the real issue here. Black people is not the real issue. As much as you want us to be, I'm sorry, we are not. The real issue is whether people who hold these anti-black views possess the courage and the intellectual honesty to examine what they believe and why they believe it. Society, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out of here. Our history has shown us something like over and over again, countless times. Our history has shown us that the people who challenge prejudice, right? People who challenge prejudice are the ones who move our society forward. And the people who defend and protect prejudice eventually become the examples in history books of what society had to overcome. Which one are you? And again, I'm going to tell you, I hate this because black lives in this country do not matter. Because if they did, then we wouldn't need a movement. This has been the Black Lives Don't Matter podcast with Darren Harris. Peace.